to take a second to talk to you about underdogs.
Eagles fans everywhere, this is for
Yeah.
you.
Fly was flying on the team. Touchdown, touchdown. Time to get Jalen this ring. You don't really want to start a thing. This a bird gang nation, baby. It's a Philly thing. Hater, and you looking like you type trash. I'm just here cool with Philly, the podcast. And we can call a man dog or watch Miles score off the handoff. Rest of the division, your man soft. Jackson like Sean, hunting like Randall. Season here, really time to do them in. Your boy Philly Fresco. Thanks for tuning in.
What is going on, you guys? It's your boy Joe Castro, aka Philly Fresco, and it is Philly the podcast. I'm gonna just start it off by saying I was gonna, come on here and kind of go in on Jalen Reagor, but it seems like you guys have already done that for me. I'm still gonna go in on Jalen Reagor. I mean, look, we obviously had a really tough day yesterday. I know I did. It was really tough after that loss. It was just an ugly loss all around. But man, look, there's so much more than just what happened at the end of that game, in my opinion. We'll talk about it, and I want to hear your guys' opinions, but look, I respect everybody's opinion, don't get me wrong, and I'm not trying to sit here and say I know all, but at the end of the day, I feel like we're kind of nitpicking now. Like, Jalen Reagor should have caught those passes, don't get me wrong. Boston Scott shouldn't have fumbled that ball, don't get me wrong. But it was a culmination, I hope I used that word right, or at least said it right, of things that went on through that whole game that lost us that game. It wasn't just the end of the game. So, Miss Bergag, it's just 2 drops. I can't believe he said that, if I'm being 100%. If I didn't hear it, I wouldn't believe it. After just hearing that alone, he should probably be cut. Like, that's the worst way to look at something. Like, it's just 2 drops that cost the game. I mean, and like I said, there was a lot of things that went wrong in that game. Look, Jalen Hurts lost us that game. And I said this yesterday. Jalen Hurts lost us that game. Were there bailouts? Were there definite times, that we had plays just here and there that we could have won the game? Definitely. But that wasn't because of Jalen Hurts. That's because our defense kept us in the game, if we're being honest. So, I mean, and it was a bad defense and bad offense, right? So we should have, did what we did on the defensive side. But on the offensive side, it's not like they were going against they weren't going against the what? When was the last time they won? 06 or something like that? They weren't going against Michael Strahan and O.C. Omenora and Matthias Q. Like, they just weren't going against that. So, it's at the end of the day, I do believe that Jalen Hurts lost us this game, but I also do believe that there's things to look at outside of Jalen Hurts, like the Jalen Reagor issue, which has just continuously been an issue. So, I mean, we're going to see what happens, man. We're going to see what happens. T-Well, Port City, I got you on a mod. I see you in here a lot, so I got you. There was somebody else that said they didn't have a moderator, but I don't see it. Yeah, somebody else said they ain't have it, but I don't see it. But we're going to see what y'all talking about. Let's talk, man. I know it's an overreaction Monday, right? So that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to probably be overreacting a little bit. I'm still kind of where I was at the beginning of the season on this team. Like, the biggest question for me is Jalen Hurts moving forward. Is he the guy that they want to put their chips in? I really do feel like in the beginning of this game, it was kind of a opportunity for the coaches to say, all right, this is not a good secondary, and then Adoree Jackson goes down, even so it makes it even worse of a secondary. So I feel like they were like, listen, Hurts, win this game with your arm. And they saw that it wasn't working, and maybe a little bit too late. They probably should have started running earlier, but I mean, Hurts should have been able to take apart this defense. I really do feel that. So, and I'm not saying, go out there and throw for 300 yards, but 3 turnovers are just unacceptable. I don't care where they are. Obviously some of them were worse than others, right? But you just can't give up the ball that many times and expect to be in a game, let alone win it. So, I mean, shout out to our defense. It is what it is. But what's going on, Ryan Rowe? What's going on, Richie? Got a lot to say more than just Reagor. There's a lot of things that went wrong with this team yesterday. None of it really on the defense, though. And really, I don't blame the coaching staff at all. I really don't. It was execution by the players. What's going on, Eagle Slayer, Reagor shit. Reagor definitely might need to deactivate for a little while off Twitter, because I know Eagles fans and I know y'all ain't gonna be nice. So, he might want to go MIA for a little while. What's going on, Vic? What's going on? What's going on, Jason Wright? What's going on, Midwest Eagles fan? Damn, I'm the only one without a wrench. You got a wrench, bro. You got a wrench. I got you. Oh, Baldy put up his all 22. I might have to see that. I ain't even gonna cap. I might have to watch that. What's going on, Marianne? What's going on? You just got off of work. Okay. Bring in Hightower. Look, I mean, if you want to bring in Hightower, I'm not against it. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know if it's I just don't know what's going to happen. I really don't know what's going to happen. Shout out to my guy, man. Shout out to my guy, Jay Tuck, with the $5 super chat. Cowboys fan, but you know what I'm saying? He's one of the good ones, bro. That's it. Me and him definitely going to chop it up probably come that last Eagles-Cowboys game. That's my brother right there, though. But Jalen Hurts is a Cowboys fan. He's making Cowboys Nation proud. Stop it, man. Stop it. I say all that nice stuff and you come and say some garbage like that. No, look, and I'm going to say this. I know this is a little bit off topic, but I was telling everybody about Micah Parsons, and that kid might win Defensive Player of the Year in his rookie season. So, you know, I'm going to pat myself on the back. Shout out to him. I wish he was doing it for any other team, literally any other team. I wouldn't even care if it was the Giants, really. Like, it just had to be the Cowboys. But look, there's a lot of things from that loss that we got to learn. And I've been saying this about Jalen Hurts, and I like Jalen Hurts. I think that he's exciting to watch, you know, and he's an exciting player to you know, see how he's growing and everything as a person. But as a thrower of the football, he's been lacking since he's came into the NFL, and he's been lacking in college. It was something that they talked about. He had a high percentage, you know, completion percentage when he was in Oklahoma, I believe, but outside of that, I mean, the same problems that we were talking about in his, you know, junior, sophomore year of college are the same things we're talking about now. So it's got to be something that you get worried about. And then you talk about bringing in Hightower. I'm at the point that I want a vet. Like, get me a vet. I'm not talking about Greg Ward. I'm talking about a proven guy, like a proven wide receiver that can come in and be a dominant number 2, number 3 if Quez starts to, you know, really pick up in the targets. But get me a vet. And early in this year, I didn't really want one because I wanted to see what these young guys have. I think we've seen what they got. Like, Jalen Reagor is not it. Jalen Reagor, I thought at number 3 wide receiver wouldn't have to do much, and you know, you just kind of, you know, make the most of your targets. But the man, like, literally lost us the game. I mean, like I said, I put this loss overall on Jalen Hurts, but those last 2 drops, it's like, come on, bro, like. Especially that last one. That last one was like right through your hands. There was nobody around you. I can almost give you a pass for that first one because I thought it was pass interference. And it was you got tackled as you were trying to catch the ball. So I can almost give you that. But the second one, just come on, man. Come on. Jason Wright says Hurts wants to finesse throws and make them pretty. He needs to throw with conviction. Watch the last 2 throws again. Sideline throw equals conviction. Last throw equals finesse. He even left his hands out after. Yeah, he does that. I don't know if y'all ever saw Love and Basketball, but when Shorty does like her shot and she makes it, she just sits there for a while. That's how it'd be looking when Jalen Hurts throws his deep pass sometimes. He just throws it and just leaves it out there. Like, bro, this ain't basketball, man. Like, what are you doing? What's going on, T-Well? What's going on? He said Reagor trash. That can be corrected, however. What can be corrected? Hold on, let me go back to it. That can be corrected. What you were saying can be corrected, but we haven't seen a consistent improvement in him as a thrower. We've seen, like, and it becomes decision making and it's his throwing. Like, and I don't want to say it's an ability thing. I think it's more of a decision making thing. Just know who you are, know what you have in your arsenal, and what throws you should and shouldn't make. And I mean, just some of those are just. Like that one that we were on like the 1 or 2 yard line. First of all, I don't know why we're throwing it. Don't get me wrong. I understand the situation of that play, but you know, earlier in those downs, we should have been running that ball in. But you know, like just throw the ball away, take the 3 points and move on. You know, those type of mistakes just really sit wrong with me. It just really like kind of eat at me, and it's like those are little mistakes that become huge. You know, you have huge repercussions, I should say, right? Like you make a small mistake by trying to fit it into a non-existent window, realistically, and it's huge. You just lost 3 points, possibly 7. So I almost would rather go for it on 4th down than have done that. You know what I'm saying? I would have rather have just gone for it on 4th down than just give up the ball. And luckily, we got the tackle. What if that turns into 6? You know, you just can't do stuff like that. What's going on, Drew? What's going on? Reagor got that entitled attitude like one time. He got direct line to the owner because that's who drafted him, Jeffrey Lurie. And if that's the case, man, you know, this whole organization is doomed. If that's how we're running things, and it feels like that sometimes, Mary, and I'm gonna be real, it does feel like that sometimes. Like some of these people talk more than they should about what they are, you know, what they're worth and what they're gonna be. So I agree. I see what you're saying. It's frustrating though. It's very frustrating. Don't mind me just passing through. Eagles were not going to win. The football guys gave them the Panthers game. Maybe. Look, I'm not going to sit here and cap with you. I'm not obviously blaming the loss on them, but those referees were garbage. Those referees were killing me, man. Like, there was so many non-calls and things that were called that just made no sense. So, I mean, it is what it is, but yeah, that kind of pissed me off too. Never thought we was going 5-0, 4-1 still on the table, but 3-2 most likely. Possibly. We'll see what happens. I'm more worried about Jalen Hurts in these divisional games because he hasn't shown up to any of them. He hasn't played well in any of them. Maybe there were, you know, certain plays that he did well or a good pass here, good play there. But overall, he hasn't done nearly enough for us to win these games. And we can complain about the play calling, all this, all that. But, you know, just looking at his play, it feels like he gets nervous maybe when these lights are on or something. I don't know. But he hasn't shown up. And division is 6 games. That's 6 games out of your schedule. 11 games are, you know, obviously out of conference or division. But 6 games, if you can win those 6 games, that puts you in a good position to be in the playoff race every year, right? You look at somebody like a Patriots where they just dominated their division every year in the playoffs. So you need a quarterback that can at least show up to these division games. And that scares me. That scares me a lot. Hurts just had a bad day at the office. Calm down. We'll see. Jalen Reagor can't control the ball and passing. Jalen Reagor got to be able to catch that ball. That's all that really matters. That's really all that I can say about that. Hurts was horrible, but he did put us in a good position to win. In the end, Reagor folded like a lawn chair. I mean, did he put us in a good position to win? Realistically, our defense stopped them twice, right? You know, our defense stopped them twice, got good field position on one of the kick returns, and we ran the ball. You know, we ran the ball. At the end, you know, I don't know. Yeah, he made one good play to get us in position to start throwing some bombs and try and get into the end zone, but he also almost threw an interception to McKinney on that last drive. So, I mean, like, let's be real. Did he, like... It could have easily been an interception. I forget who he threw it to over the middle, but McKinney like literally jumped it because again, Jalen Hurts was just staring down his guys, and it's, you know, and I'm not trying to sit here and sound like a hater. I know I'm gonna be. It is what it is. I'm ready for that smoke. I really don't care, but we have to be honest with it. We've seen this consistently with Jalen, and I know that it's still young. I know that he's still now just hit a 16 game. So does next game mean that he's in his second season? Can we stop calling him a rookie? Is that how that works now? Now that he's played 16 games, is next, or are we extending it to 17 now? How does this work? I need to know how that works. But look, you know, Hurts played terribly, and it's a lot of things that we've seen consistently, things that have not improved. So I don't know. I'm a little bit nervous. I'm not going to lie. Turnovers were unacceptable for sure. Eagle Slayer, what's going on? He said Hurts was horrible, but he did put us... I read that already. I'm tripping. The honeymoon is over. Conflict with Jalen Reagor. How can Reagor be fixed, or is it time to divorce me too soon? You know, I don't know with Jalen Reagor. I really don't know. Maybe it's a confidence thing. Maybe he's just not that good. I don't know. I'm at the point that maybe you don't get rid of him, but I do think that you got to bring somebody that can really give him serious competition, because obviously you don't think Ward is the guy that's going to take more time than him. Talking about the front office, because they just don't play him like that. You know, he obviously sees some time, but if you don't think Greg Ward's going to honestly give him a competition for that number 3 spot, then you have to bring somebody in that will be a solidified number 3. Because I think that this wide receiving core with Quez Watkins and Devontae Smith is really good. I think it is. It really doesn't matter who your quarterback is, because these guys are getting open. So, you know, I think that you have to really look at that. I don't think that they're going to cut him just because our front office, they hate being wrong. So, especially our owner. So we'll see what happens. Sirianni went away from the identity a bit. Reagor has too many targets. Yeah, but you do want to spread the ball out, right? You want to have your quarterback throw it to more people than just Devontae Smith. So I don't know. You gotta look at Jalen Hurts this game and really just say what's going on, bro. Like, I can't put this on Nick Sirianni. I really can't. I really can't put this on Nick Sirianni. I'm sorry. Cowboys fan only says you was on him early. It wasn't me saying that he's trash. It was me saying that we really don't know what he is, and we knew what his negative aspects were, but we didn't see anything to say, oh, he can be a passer at this level of football. And look, like I said, I've said this a long time ago, and I even put out a video saying that this can be an elite offense led by Jalen Hurts if we just accept that we are a running team. And part of that is Jalen Hurts understanding that we don't want you to sit in that pocket and read things out. We want you to look at your first maybe 1 or 2 options and then get the heck out of that pocket and make a play, even if it's 2 or 3 yards. That's part of our run game. That's something that we have to accept. You know what I'm saying? And it might hinder his development, but you can't develop through games like the game against the Giants. Yes, you can learn from, okay, I can't do, but you have to know that you can't do that. You know, I can't look at any of those interceptions and realistically look at Jalen and say, you know, I can understand you not understanding you have to do that, so you get it now. No, I can't. I'm going to look at all those interceptions, then I'm going to look at Jalen and I'm going to be like, I mean, these are things you got to know. These are things you have to know as a quarterback at this level. I don't care if you're a third string quarterback. These are things you have to know, right? Like, that's just really where I'm at. Marijuana says, Hurts sucks. He's good at what he's good at, you know, right now at least. Maybe he can develop into a passer later on in his career, but I don't know if we have the patience to do that, and I don't know if we really have the coaching staff to do that. Who are our quarterback coaches that are going to, you know, groom this guy? When we had Carson Wentz, we had like a bunch of quarterback coaches. Like damn near our whole staff was focused on our quarterback. So, I mean, we don't have people that are going to groom him. You know, so what are we waiting for? For him to just understand it on his own? For Peyton Manning to give him some advice that just clicks? I mean, what are we waiting for? Where is the solid plan to groom this guy to be a quarterback in this league? That's my question. And it's not hate. It's honesty. It's looking at what he needs to improve upon and looking at what we have to offer him. I don't think we have anything to offer him. I really don't. Nobody cares about Parsons. At least I don't. I'm a Penn State fan. It just hurts, man. I'm just tired of seeing my players go to other teams. Hurts throwing those picks definitely hurt us, especially before the half. Could have went in 3-3 with a bit of confidence, or could have ran the ball 4 times to score. I agree, JCW. Look, I agree 100%. We should have ran the ball. I have no idea why we threw it. But, hey, they did, and, you know, you got to look at the execution from there. I want Allen Robinson. I would love to get Allen Robinson. Smitty, Allen Robinson, and Quez in the slot would be fire. Facts. And you can interchange that. You can put, you know, Smitty in the slot. You can move Dallas Goedert out to the slot. I'm sure Allen Robinson wouldn't care moving into the slot for a couple plays. Like, you can change those guys around so much. Allen Robinson would kind of be like, and it's not just because he's from the Bears, but he could be our Alshon Jeffrey type player. I know that's what everybody wants him to fill in. I like a veteran wide receiver, but everybody reasonable got injuries like Allen Robinson or Cortland Sutton. Godwin not coming here. Well, Cortland Sutton, I believe, just got extended. Maybe like last week, I think, or a couple days ago. But Godwin, bro, if you can get Godwin, that's a guy I would spend money on. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you. Even though I don't think the offense is really where you want to spend your dimes at. I think if you're going to get difference makers, it has to be on the defense, because I think this offense is young. I think this offense is young, fast, and you have some explosive players. So maybe fill out the roster on offense, but I don't think you go all in on offense. But shoot, if you can get a wide receiver like that, it's going to be hard to say no. And realistically, looking at Philadelphia's, you know, and I could be wrong about this, don't get me wrong, things change every year, but looking at the past of the Philadelphia Eagles, especially in the offseason, they went from this like place where they were getting like 27, 28-year-olds that didn't necessarily live up to their expectations, and they got them for the cheap. Right now, it just seems, and maybe this is kind of barring the cap the past couple years, but it seems like they just get, you know, maybe one splash player, and then the rest are just kind of journeyman guys that come in for a year, maybe 2. So I don't know if that trend continues, but Reagor has a direct line to the owner because Lurie drafted him. I wouldn't be surprised. I implore Sirianni to sit Reagor down. I don't want to see Reagor play in the Eagles uni for the rest of the season. Some harsh words. That's why I'm saying he might want to just turn that Twitter off. I don't know what it is, man. Like, I mean, they're obviously drops, and at the end of the day, it is just 2 drops, right? It sucks because of the timing of those drops, but if they were spread out, we probably wouldn't be, as focused in. But it is what it is. It's been a consistent thing that he hasn't been able to be a part of this offense, and that's something you got to get worried about. Is Jay Jaw better than him? Jay Jaw has been, doing pretty well on the opportunities he's gotten. So, and he filled into that blocker role. Because, like, real talk, like, I forget what play it was, but I think it was a play that he kind of motioned to the backfield, was the second running back, and then was the lead blocker for Jalen Hurts on kind of an option play. And I'm looking at that, and I'm like, Dan, do you like really just are cool with being a blocker? But that's also kind of dope. Like, that's kind of dope that he's like, whatever it takes. So, hey, that's the kind of attitude you want. I know that I hate on J-Jaw a lot. So, look, I can't talk junk about that. I've been telling people since last year Reagor can't catch, was dropping punts and kickoffs. Yeah. Jalen Hurts has to develop. Yeah, he has to. I mean, he has a lot to work on. He definitely has a lot to work on. I've seen 2 or maybe 3 drop touchdowns, man. It hurts to watch. Yeah, it definitely does. This whole team just didn't come to play. It was weird. But sorry, I mean, it was a weird game. It was a really weird game. But it was really only weird on offense. Like, our offense just couldn't get it together. Never put the game in the hands of the Zebras. No, it's a fact. It's a fact. And I'm surprised. Like, this would have been a good time to have Travis Fulgham. I would have loved to see Travis Fulgham at that number 3 spot. But hey, what do I know? On the sprint out, could Jalen Hurts throwing the ball better to Greg Ward once a wide receiver leaves their feet? More variables enter the equation of completing the pass. The process of catching. Yeah, no, I think that he kind of like threw him a fastball for really no reason. If I'm being honest, like, a lot of, like, I don't know. Jalen Hurts he's not a good passer. He's just not a great passer yet. Like, and I don't even want to say great. He's just not good right now. He's very inconsistent. He's very, very inconsistent. And I just don't think he anticipates throws very well. He doesn't know where his offense or his wide receivers are going. I feel like he throws to where they are, not to where they're going. And that's a big part of the NFL, because you're not throwing into windows that you see. You're throwing into, anticipated windows. And he just hasn't shown the ability to do that. Oh, Frank the Tank all up in here. Hurts is not nothing but a gadget player like Cordell Stewart. He's not an NFL quarterback. Told you weeks ago Hurts is an NFL quarterback. Hey, man, we'll see. We'll see. Why does it seem like it's so difficult to score a touchdown? I watch quarterbacks sprint out and the wide receiver makes a walk-in touchdown. That's what I'm saying. I really don't get. It's just because we're so predictable, in my opinion. What's going on, Lindy? What's going on, brother? What's going on, Nina? T-Will says Sirianni and OC deep route concepts doesn't help Hurts. We should be intermediate to deep double move play action help his. I mean, there's only so much you can do to help him out. Like, we run the ball a whole bunch, and if you look at those deep passes, it's really just him sitting there. Like, it's just him sitting there waiting for it to get open, and then he throws it. So, I mean, I really can't blame the coaching. I really feel like they've tried almost every different thing on this offense. So, at some point, you need your quarterback to throw. At some point, you need your quarterback to make big throws, and he just doesn't do that consistent. Not even consistently. Like, he just hasn't done that. Like, we can talk about the throw to Quez Watkins. That was a huge throw. That was nice. There's not many of those, though, and there's many attempts at them, but there's not many completions, so it's you got to look at that. It just is what it is. They did play action. I'm so tired of people saying he needs to do something. They do, and it needs. That's what I'm saying. It's tough to really keep saying he needs to do. At some point, Jalen Hurts has to do something too. Like, we can't just keep saying that his faults come directly from the coordinator and the coaching staff. At some point, it comes from the player. At some point, his mistakes are his own. He wouldn't take check downs. I know on Hurts' first interception, Sanders was wide open in the flat. It was an easy first down. He was pressing for the big play to be to the wrong guy. And that's my thing. That's my thing. It doesn't understand because you watch these interceptions, and I can almost guarantee, I can almost put money on that all of them, he was doing this. He dropped back, and you're the receiver, guys. You, my audience is the receiver. So if you are a safety right now, where are you throwing the ball? Where are you as a safety going to try and pick the ball off from the quarterback that you know is still young? Now, if this is Peyton Manning, maybe I'm throwing it over there, but I'm staring right over here for 4 seconds. I mean, and he did it. He did it repeatedly, and that's huge. That's huge. Who is Miles Sanders? 1 year left on his contract. Does he get an extension? I don't know. Injuries dancing too much behind the line. East and West running. That's going to be the most interesting storyline of the offseason for me, to be honest. Not only because I'm a fan of Miles Sanders, but I think he's a very good player, and I think that this could be a very good rushing attack with him and Jordan Howard. So, I don't know. Yeah, true. He is a 2-read quarterback, then run. And I think that's fine right now. You don't those throws. Like, you have to make some of these throws. Some of these throws are just kind of, it's, I understand that it's tough. I get that it's tough, but that's why you're at that level. They ran for over 200 yards. You got to throw the ball. Yeah, they can only do so much. I agree. Smith is too small. He simply cannot get open. Frank the Tank, tell me you don't watch football without telling me you don't watch football, my guy. Dang, this man really just said Devontae Smith don't get open. Yeesh. You need to hit your TV a couple times. Maybe it won't be as fuzzy because I don't know what you're watching. Junior Chopper says I miss Howard. Howard would have been nice to have back. I don't understand. I don't think it would have really changed the game. This really falls on Hurts, in my opinion. I really feel like just Hurts. The turnovers killed us. Reagor, obviously, those drops killed us. Obviously, the fumble from Boston Scott killed us. But it really, to me, it just comes down to Jalen Hurts, man. He just wasn't able to make plays with his arm this week. What up, Philly? Why do we suck again? I wish I had that answer, man. I wish I had that answer. Frank the Tank in here as a Cowboys fan, I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure he's a Cowboys fan. Y'all lost, but y'all coming at me. Hey, it's cool, though. It's cool, though. Make sure you hit that like on your way out, though. When I saw Jeffrey Lurie face at the Saints game, I knew we were going to throw the ball too much. I don't even feel like we threw the ball too much. I really don't. I think that we were trying to take advantage of a beat-up offense. A beat-up defense for the New York Giants, and our quarterback, again, was not able to do that. That's really where I feel we were. I mean, look, if you tell me Adoree Jackson, their number one cornerback at the time, is out, yes, I'm going to start taking some shots at that backup quarterback that's like their third string guy. As an NFL quarterback, you have to be able to make something happen when stuff like that happens. It happens to us, right? When one of our cornerbacks go down, who's getting targeted? Zach McPherson. So, we have to believe in our quarterback to be able to do that, and I just don't feel like we're at the point right now. Yeah, Nina, I don't know. He drunk already. It's 5 o'clock somewhere. Aaron the Trucker says, how we go, coach and go. Reagor go problems. Wait, what? Howie goes, coaching goes, Reagor goes, problem solved. All right, I had to take a second and read it. I mean, look, I don't think this coaching is going to go anywhere. Obviously, I don't think Howie's going to go anywhere. Would love to see Reagor. I would love to see Reagor at least get competition. I want to at least see Reagor have competition. Even maybe if that doesn't bring the best out of him, then I feel like you've done everything you could. Realistically, at that point. Once again, Gannon D gives up the opponent's players for their first career touchdown. Gannon's so nice 4 times so far this year. Also, Gannon only gave up 13 points. There's really nothing I can say about this defense. This defense came nowhere to losing this game for us, in my opinion. They ran 33 times, and Jalen threw 31 times. That's balance. That's balance. You know what I'm saying? You have to at some point believe in your quarterback to be able to win you a game with his arm, and he's just not there yet. The pass to Greg Ward was good. He threw him open to a DB. The DB was on his inside hip, but he threw a whole dart. Like, he threw a whole dart. I don't know, man. I'm not gonna sit here and nitpick exact plays. It is what it is. I feel like overall Jalen Hurts did not do nearly enough to win this game. Obviously, we lost the game, but he definitely hurt us, and I would go as far as saying that he lost us this game. I would go as far as saying that Jalen Hurts lost us this game. And I know that's something probably people don't want me to say, but hey, it is what it is. That's really where I'm at right now. He's got to learn his trajectories on throwing the ball. Yeah, and look, there was one pass. I forget. I want to say it was earlier in the game. It was on an RPO where he did a sidearm kind of throw and fit it in on the slant, and that was a beautiful play. That was a beautiful throw. I looked at that. I was like, okay, Jalen, you got. And then he just never happened again. I don't know. Unpopular opinion: if Reagor catches that pass down the sideline for a TD, Eagles still lose 16-14. Giants had 2 timeouts and about a minute left. Maybe. I disagree, but maybe. With Hurts, football is decided by a few plays where Eagles get first downs, the opponents get TDs. They need to have a similar offense as the Ravens. Yeah, I agree with that, but he's got to he's not making the throws, so I don't know how much we can change this offense. Got people saying it doesn't matter that he had 3 picks, Reagor needs to catch the ball, and his teammates suck. That's what I'm saying. I've seen so many people just completely overlooking Reagor today, or Jalen Hurts, and I just do not get that. I understand Jalen Hurts, look, people are going to have bad games, but to just say it wasn't his fault, it wasn't on him, this loss wasn't on him, that's a little bit too much for me. That's a little bit too much for me. Wouldn't like Nick Foles to be the QB consultant coach next year. That would be cool to watch. Miles Sanders will be traded to see if he can reach 16 to 17K. That's the thing. We got to know if he can actually be a actual workhorse, right? That's what we have to watch. We have to see if he can be a workhorse, because if he keeps on getting hurt, he's a similar quarterback as Lamar Jackson. He's got the running. Yeah, he's got the running, but Lamar Jackson got an arm. He's always had an arm. That's really Lamar Jackson got an arm. And I was watching Michael Vick highlights the other day, and I know I'm not sitting here saying that Jalen Hurts is Michael Vick, but you see the running ability, and then you see him throw the ball, and you're just like, Hurts doesn't have that. Hurts does not have that. He usually does a hop step on deep throws. He just doesn't have the arm. Philly Pop says, "Que pasa, mi hermano? First time chatting on your podcast. I'm feeling it. Why is Herbig the backup center instead of Dickerson? Every time he handles the rock, he creates havoc." Look, first of all, thank you for joining the family. I appreciate you joining, man. But look, I feel and I said this earlier in the season, if Dickerson plays well at left guard and he's going to be a beast, which he is being a beast at that left guard position, leave him there. Leave him there and figure out center. I feel like it's an unpopular opinion, but I really like Nate Herbig. I'll say that obviously that hold on the run was big, but the first hold that he had, I thought that was a pancake. I thought that was a bad call, in my opinion. His hands were on the outside, so it looked like a hole, and they're going to call that every time when you bring a man down to the ground. But I felt like he just threw that boy around. He ragdolled him. But look, if Nate Herbig is somebody I think Nate Herbig is somebody you can develop. I really do. I think that he's somebody that can be a center for you in the future. He's still very young. I liked the call. I did like the call. And then we had to move Nate Herbig, obviously, from center once Jason Kelsey got hurt, or once the Driscoll got hurt for a little while. So it was a little bit of a mashup. Sanders can't stay healthy enough to get them carries. That's the thing. Because he was even limping off yesterday. How did it seem the Giants' O-line play better than the Eagles' O-line? Did they, though? They didn't do anything. They didn't give up any sacks. I'll give them that. But it's not like their offense beat us up. It seems that Jalen Hurts always struggles when the other team is missing their corners. Right? It's like you got to take advantage of that. The thing is, everyone here is in the hunt and see the Eagles up there, and everyone thinks we're so good. When we lose, they wonder why we're so bad. I don't even think it's that look, the Giants are trash, and they had a lot of injuries. We were supposed to win that game. We're not great, but we're not terrible. We're not as bad as that looked. We have way more offensive talent to put up more than 14 points. Definitely more than 7. Obviously, that was the worst offensive output of the year, and we got blown out in some of these games. So, I just don't get it. Giants O-line really wasn't that much better. The D-line didn't get home. The Giants were running a lot of quick plays, too. Josh Allen was a run-first quarterback with bad accuracy for multiple years, but he grew. That's just not true. I mean, look, Josh Allen had an arm. Josh Allen still does have a rocket arm. That man can, like, throw 50 yards from his knees. Like, that man got an arm. You can't say, like, yeah, he had some decision-making issues. He had things to grow, you know, but he grew out of them in his first year, and obviously getting somebody like a Stephen Diggs really helped him out. But you got a Devontae Smith. You know, you got to make these plays, kid. It's not a trap game. If Eagles were warned about a possible trap game, the trap game was supposed to be the home game versus Washington football team. The touchdown was a freaky play. Josh Allen has a cannon, and his inaccuracies was a trade-off. Exactly. There was something there that you saw that you were like, all right, if we work through this. Now, you know, to use that, Dank Burrito, to use that to the argument of Jalen Hurts, you can say that his athleticism is his trade-off from his passing deficiencies, which is fine. But then you have to create a team that can kind of baby him. And that's what it is. You have to create a team that can baby him and put him in good positions as a quarterback when it comes down to that. So, you know, if you're willing to do that, then, you know, you can do that. True 31 passing attempts is decent for a running quarterback. A 64% completion rate and third down success is tough. You can't be 60% and low third success. Vic had an unreal arm. Yeah, Vic had a cannon. On 3rd and 5, need to see the all 22. First interception was when Quez was held. Boston Scott was open for the check down. I think you have to keep Dickerson where he's at. He's doing good there. I agree. Paul Parker says Hurts needs to look for the check down more and stop blocking in on one receiver. Facts. Big facts. Marianne says Hurts was limping after his long run. Nobody peeped and grabbed the back of his hamstring and played it off. He didn't run after that. He stayed in the pocket. That's something to look at. Jalen Hurts has yet to beat a divisional rival. And that's big. That's something that we have to be honest about. Second interception, why did Hurts scramble with 8 seconds left? That was a terrible interception. And that right there, I don't want to say it cost us the game because obviously we were still in position to, you know, win it in the end, obviously. But that right there just was like, yo, Hurts is not like Hurts is really about to just throw this game. He sold, bro. I'm sorry. He sold last night or yesterday, I should say. I can see us getting center Lindenbaum over Devin Lloyd from Utah. I don't think that center is that high of a need. Like I said, I think Nate Herbig is I think he's more than suitable to play the center role. I think especially if he has a year knowing he's going to be the center. Too much criticism on Reagor, not enough on Hurts. I agree, sure enough. Third interception, did the wind affect the ball to Reagor, or did Hurts throw too late? Third interception. I'm trying to remember the third interception. Remind me what the third interception was, because I have them all mixed up now in my head. I just make Seumalo the center. Look, I would do it like this. I think if you're gonna try and go for the you could do Seumalo. He's like, what, 27, right? Yeah, I could see that. And then just have Landon Dickerson at the guard position, and then you have Driscoll at the other guard position. I'm ready to move on from Brandon Brooks. I like our O-line. I really do. Kelsey is back in 2022. He might be, especially if he misses a game or two. He's going to be like, nah, I can't go out like that. I can't go out like that. Hurts threw 5 picks. Yeah, no, it's true. Bro, that McKinney pick on the McKinney drop on the last drive, if he would have threw that interception, bro, if he would have caught that, man, I don't know, man. It was a terrible game for him. And I understand sometimes it happens, but whoo, that was bad. We need 2 D ends, a cornerback and a free safety. Yeah, if I'm looking straight draft, I think that our first order of business should be defensive line. We need some pass rushers. So I agree with you, Marianne. And then a quarterback, or even secondary. I'm not gonna just kitty corner it to I'm not just gonna kitty corner it to a cornerback or a safety. One of the two. We need a playmaker in that secondary and a young one. And then, the defensive ends, we definitely, because we don't have any young guys at the position that we can really base our future on. So I definitely agree with that. Third interception, long pass to Reagor. The ball looked like it hung up in the air. It was 5-10 yards. Oh, okay, yeah, well, he was double covered. That looked like, to me, it looked like an underthrown ball, but I've heard everything from it was late. I heard everything from he meant to throw it there so he can attract the pass interference. I think it was just an underthrown ball. personally, because if he would have threw that like 5 or 10, not 5 or 10, but a couple yards to the right on top of Reagor, I think that's a completion. So Hurts threw it mad late, and it's a double coverage. I'm with you, edge, cornerback, and safety. Defensive linebacker. Yeah, I think we all know what we need. Now, will they pick it? That's the question. We got 30 people in here. Be sure to hit that like. Hit that subscribe if you are new. We are so close to 3K, guys. Let me see where we're at. Let me see where we at. We at 2883. So we need 117 away from 3K. So tell your mama to subscribe. Tell your mama's mama to subscribe. You know what I'm saying? Draft one edge rusher and go after Hassan in free agency. First pick should be Hamilton, cornerback, then rusher. Hassan Reddick is decent. I wouldn't mind him. He only really had that one good year, though. How is he doing this year? I haven't really been keeping up with him. Front office is going to be dumb and pick a quarterback. I don't know if that's dumb, though. I don't know if that's... Look, we got to look at this quarterback and be real. Like, how long do you want to develop him? That's the question. How long do you think it will take to build this team? Because I personally think that we're, like, youth away. Like, I think that we need a veteran wide receiver. We need to figure out our running back room. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's going to be, a Jordan Howard and Miles Sanders led team, or it's going to be somebody that we get in the draft, whatever it may be. Figure out that running back room. And then you got to figure out what your quarterback situation is going to be. That's really the only three things I'm worried about on the offense. And then defensively, you got to get some edge rushers. You got to get some linebackers. You got to get some playmakers, some fast guys. And I think that you are in position to do that this year. So realistically, you might be looking at this team next year and saying, like, we put something together. We can make a little bit of a run here. And you have to decide whether or not Jalen Hurts is the guy you want to make that run with. And to y'all point, I know this is going to come up in the comments, you do have to, develop anybody you get. But when you have an arm, you have an arm. And right now, Jalen Hurts has shown the ability to win us games with his arm. So it is what it is, man. 4 turnovers, 13 points given up. Defense did well, A-, but I need to be greedy with wanting turnovers and sacks. I respect that. If Hurts threw the ball to the right, Reagor. I like that, man. Reagor, Philly 500 was saying that yesterday. That's hilarious. Would have dropped it. Yeah, he probably would have. Hurts, but you put the blame in their hands, right? Because that last throw, we're not mad at Jalen Hurts, right? We're mad at Jalen Reagor because he dropped it. Even the pass interference, I'm going to say it's pass interference till the day I die on that one. That was pass interference. I don't care. But the one that he dropped where he was getting tackled by the freaking cornerback. We put that on Jalen Reagor, right? That wasn't on Jalen Hurts. I'm putting that on Jalen Hurts when it's his fault. So let's be real. Let's be real about this. Hurts' arm is dog poop, man. Hey. What's up, man? I'm going to start tuning in more often. I appreciate that, DH Eagles. I appreciate that. I like Hurts and support him, but if I don't see improvement in his arm, I'm taking a QB in the first. I mean, look, and it's not about I'm just going to take a quarterback just to take a quarterback. I've said this numerous times. If you see somebody that's at the, if you end up with like the top 5 pick and you see somebody and you're like, this kid is going to be it. This kid is the next Carson Wentz for us. And I wouldn't be mad at that. Carson Wentz just had a bad mental for me. He had the talent, right? If you look at him, you're like, oh, this is another Carson. This is another Donovan. This is we haven't picked people in the first round often, but when we do, we pick a good player as far as quarterback goes. So if you see a guy that you're just like, this is the guy I want to put my future in, especially as a Nick Sirianni, you got to go do that. You got to go do that. And I said that this year. If you didn't fully believe in Jalen Hurts, I thought it was smart to go ahead and get a quarterback because you were in a position to do it this year. So, they didn't. They obviously wanted to give him a year. We'll see what happens. I think that he has talent that you can work around, but it's a workaround. It's not necessarily working through. Like, if you draft somebody in the top 5, you're working through that player. Like, Trevor Lawrence is getting worked through. He's the guy, and then you're putting people around him. Zach Wilson is maybe not, but we'll see. He's supposed to be the guy over there, right? You look at Mac Jones. He's supposed to be the guy, and then you put people around him. I don't know if Jalen Hurts is a guy you say he can win us games, but let's put people around him to make it easier for him. He's just not there yet. I don't think Hurts is our guy moving forward. You got to understand he's not Nick's guy. And that's the biggest thing at the end of the day. Stop blaming Reagor when Howie is at fault for drafting a wide receiver that was supposed to be undrafted. Willis has an arm and has great scrambling ability. Yeah. It makes me nervous about his level of competition, but obviously, you know, we see people like Trey Lance, Carson Wentz, who I keep bringing up, you know, succeed at this level. So we shall see. I love the unbiased opinion point of view from you. I appreciate that, man. I'm just trying to be honest with it. I'm down to be called a hater, to be honest. It is what it is. What receiver was supposed to be undrafted? I think he's talking about Jalen Reagor, man. Philly, I am an idiot for believing in Hurts. I'm listening to you from now on. I'm not saying go. Look, I'm not saying that he's a terrible quarterback, and I never wanted to convey that or a terrible player in general. He has a very specific skill set. You know what I'm saying? That's really what it comes down to. He has a specific skill set. He is good at what he is good at. And we just have to be real about that. You know, we have to be real that he can't win games right now. And I keep saying right now because I'm not closing the door on development for anybody. But right now, he can't win games with his arm. And not just that, we don't have anything in place to help him get there. You know, we don't have the coaching staff that we had in 2016 and 2017 to get Carson Wentz to where he was by 2017. We don't have that. So unless that changes, unless they go all in and get a quarterback-minded, you know, offensive coordinator that's going to sit there and groom him, get a QB coach that's going to sit there and groom him. We had Press Taylor, who used to be a OC, step down and be a quarterback coach for Carson. So, like, until that happens, I just don't feel like they're all in on this guy. Shame on Nick for not drawing up a play for Smith. Yeah, I heard kind of different. I heard different reports about that. So some people were saying that Sirianni said that he came up to him and wanted the ball and that he schemed it for him to be open, but he didn't, you know, like Jalen Hurts didn't look at Smith. So I don't know if that's true. And then obviously I did also hear that, you know, he for some reason said that it wasn't a good look for him to want to be schemed open, something like that. So I don't know necessarily what it is, but I mean, he was open. So, you know what I'm saying? He was open. Danny says Joey Shakes low-key jinxed us. He did a simulation in Madden that we lost both times with Hurts throwing and mad interceptions. Really? I watched a little bit of it, but I was out yesterday, so I didn't get to watch it all. But that's funny. That's kind of funny. Jalen Hurts passed to Reagor, but it looked like a shot put throw. Smith went up to coach and asked for that ball, and Smith was open, man. Smith was open. I don't care what nobody says. I watched that play like 5 different times from like 5 different angles. Smith was open. There was a window to throw that ball. Was he open the whole time? No. I'm sure there's a part where you can screenshot it that there was a safety and, you know, 10 yards of him, but Smith was open. You know, whether it was on his first cut, he could have got him, and maybe he would have, you know, maybe he would have gotten tackled in bounds. Maybe. And then on his second cut, he was open as well. And like I said, I don't know what's gonna happen once he catches the ball. Maybe he drops the ball too. Who knows? But the play was there to be made. Willis might have half the field reads, but he has an arm. Smith went up and said, I want the ball. Nick said, F it, we throwing it to Reagor. Sirianni's supposed to game plan to get the ball to Smith and Goddard and pound the ball. I mean, we can watch the film, and I'm sure they were probably open multiple times. I'm sure they were probably open multiple times because, I mean, Hurts was just staring down guys. Like, you saw it every time. Like, he was literally just staring down one person, and then he either threw it there or he threw it away or he ran away. Hurts is one-dimensional quarterback. He can scramble. How we scouted Pickett from Pitt. I'll be him or Coral from Ole Miss. There's other receivers, too. If they're open, you can throw it no matter who it is. Plus, you can't ignore the Giants focused on Smith and Goddard. Most likely, yeah. I mean, I feel like they wanted him to throw it. Real talk. Man, give me Pickett. He has an arm. The only guys Hurts should be looking at is Goddard and Smithy, period. Everyone else comes in as the game plays out. I got to agree with that. You know what I'm saying? If they're not open, then you look at the other guys. To get in the playoffs, Jets game is a must-win. How far have the Eagles fouled? Confidence this Jets week feels like the Lions week. Yeah, it really does, which is sad. I heard Smith slapped Sirianni and told him I better get the ball. Fans rather have Smith tackle inbounds trying for the TD and Reagor dropping the ball. I probably would. I mean, at the end of the day, that he was open. That's the main overall focus. Obviously, I think that Reagor should have caught that ball, but he might have not gotten into the end zone, 1, and 2, he would have been in bounds for sure. So I mean, it was the same kind of concept. Maybe he would have got the touchdown. Maybe he would have got stopped at the 1. I mean, let's be real. Like I would prefer J-John instead of Reagor, man. J-John at least is doing some stuff. Smith was open at first, probably would have gotten the first down, but I heard the all 22 shows the safety over the top. Reagor was more open than Smith. Reagor was visibly more open. I will give you that. There was nobody in front of him. It was an open window, but Smith was open. Smith was open. On his first cut, Smith was open. You know what I'm saying? Whether there was a safety on top of him or not, kind of was regardless. There was a window there that he could have threw it into. And I'm not saying that he would have, scored a touchdown easily. It would have been this, it would have been that, but he was open. So that argument is not, non-valid in my opinion. Cheesesteak says, can we please get rid of Hurts? When are they trying to unleash Tyree Jackson? That's what I want to see. That's what I want to see. They was talking about they felt so confident in his development. Let's see what he got. Let's see what he got. We should draft Jahan Dotson. Jahan Dotson is that boy's a beast. If we get him late in the first, I would be down with that. Or early in the second, I would be down with that. I would love to get Jahan Dotson. That boy's a beast, man. Reagor had a good catch before the half, and he made the play in triple coverage and won the game. Trap game. We should... I read that. Smith towards the sideline. He would have gotten out of bounds. I think he was. He would have. Smith was open for the first down, if not the TD. I think that it was a play, definitely a pass I would have made, just because of who he is. You know what I'm saying? But hindsight is 20/20. So I'm not gonna sit here and nail Jalen Hurts to who he threw it. I'm not gonna really beat him up on that. I'm gonna beat him up for the 3 quarters going into that he was absolutely terrible. That's what we need to beat him up on. That last play, we should have never got there. We really should have never got there. I said this yesterday, and I mean this 100%. We could have ran the ball 60 times yesterday and won that game. But why do we have to? Why should that be our game plan? We should be able to pass the ball too. This is the NFL. We should be able to pass the ball. So it makes me nervous, man. I would rather throw to Smith in double coverage than Reagor in that position. That's your number one guy. And he just asked for the ball. I'm getting it to him. Win or loss. Right? It's like that face of franchise when they're like, you could either throw the bomb to your boy or you could, do the check down. I'm throwing the bomb to my boy. My boy asked for the ball. Let's get it. Let's go. If we winning by the sword. We living by the sword. We dying by the sword. Every game. I don't care. I do not care. He said, preach, bro. Big facts, though. I don't care, man. Like, players make plays, bro. Like, Devontae Smith is the guy that's going to be your future. That's the guy I want making that play. Every time. So, Giants nearly got 4 interceptions early in that game, went through across the middle. It was an ugly game. And like I said, Jalen Hurts wasn't the only one that made mistakes. There was bad plays all over. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, there was a couple drops from a couple different receivers. There were obviously, some bad plays all around. Fumbles. There's bad plays all around. The offensive line had some costly mistakes. Obviously, the offensive line was shuffling around. They gave up some costly pressures. Yeah, there's a lot of things that you can look at and say, that went wrong outside of Jalen Hurts. But Jalen Hurts had a terrible game. Jalen Hurts had his, in my opinion, probably worst game. I don't know. I would really have to look back. But this was terrible. In my opinion, he lost us this game. That's where I'm at. I would put probably Reagor a close second. If I'm being real, Rager's a close second, especially because of what he said. This dude said my grandma is better than Reagor. Grimes. What happened to Grimes? Bring Grimes back, man. What happened to him? He just chilling on Instagram. I would love to bring him back. Trayvon Grimes, I think his name was. Anybody would be. Reagor looked so good in practice too. Matt Eagle says Jalen Hurts did not have a bad game more than the Giants had a good defensive scheme. Nah. Honestly, I don't think this Giants defense was all that good. I really don't think they did anything special. I really don't. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm going to rewatch the game. Maybe I'm wrong and I'll look more into it. But I think this was more just on Jalen Hurts making terrible decision after terrible decision. And maybe that sounds like a hater, but I really don't think that the Giants came in here and did anything special. Okay, so Reagor can't catch like Hurts can't throw. Doom, doom. Boston Scott's fumble. What happened? What could he have done differently? He could have had 2 hands on that ball. You know, it is what it is. Jalen does not have an arm, so why are we drawing up plays for him to throw 50-plus yards? There's checkdowns in that, too. So if you don't have it, if you're not, I mean, he shouldn't be throwing it 50-plus yards. You should be anticipating it and throwing it to get the guy open. But, I mean, it's on both of them. It's on both of them. Jeffrey Lurie is one of the worst owners in the NFL. Devontae Smith played a better and good player. Devontae Smith is that guy. Devontae Smith is our number 1 guy, and he's going to be for a while. Hurts and Reagor were truly out of it yesterday. Hewing said, "Come on, Joe." Oh, now I can't talk. I can't bring up Jalen Hurts. People gonna get mad now. Would you rather have a QB like Sam Bradford that's very accurate but not athletic, or someone like Hurts that's athletic but lacks accuracy? It's give or take. Number 11 had both but loved playing hero ball. I mean, it depends on the offense. If you don't expect him to throw the ball, then, you know, obviously I would take Hurts if you want to do that. But if you're asking me, would I take a Sam Bradford right now over Jalen Hurts? I probably would. Like, if they were the same exact age, I probably would, to be honest with you. I would. But if you're talking about, you know, later in Sam Bradford's career, obviously not. But I probably would. Yeah, I think this is a passing league, man. You play up draws to throw because he's a guy. Yeah, he's a QB. Jalen has a nice arm. He just needs better accuracy. He needs to throw more on the line instead of these rainbows. Give me Sam Bradford over Hurts. There's no way in hell your best guy comes up to you and says, "I want the football in the clutch," and don't get him the ball. I can't get over it. That's my thing. And it's not only that. I could almost understand more so if Jalen Hurts was staring Devontae Smith down. But you were staring Jalen Reagor down. Like, why are you staring Jalen Reagor down? Why are you forcing that ball? So I just don't get it. I just don't get it. I may never get it. You know what I'm saying? It might be something I'll never understand. I might go through my whole life trying to figure out what just happened in my life. And I might never know. I might never know, y'all. I might never know. But I'm sad. You know, I'm a little upset. But you know what? We're going to be all right. We are going to be all right. That's what I'm saying. We're going to be all right. But either way, tonight, Brandon, Marcus, Black Market, and probably Swerve is going to be coming on live tonight at like 8 o'clock. I'm going to be working, unfortunately, but I will be in the comment section most likely, you know, saying what up to everybody. So definitely come check that out. They're trying to do that more once a week at least this going forward now. So I'm very excited about that. I will have a video coming out a little bit later, but we still got 40 people in here. It would mean the world to me if you guys would hit that like for me on your way out. Be sure to hit that subscribe if you are new. But other than that, y'all know what it is, man. We will be back tomorrow. But it is Fly Eagles Fly, and we are out here.
Everywhere, this is for you.
Fly Eagles Fly, on the team. Touchdown. Time to get Jalen this ring. You don't really want to start a thing. This a Bird Gang Nation, baby. It's a Philly thing. Hater, and you looking like you type trash. I'm just here calling on Philly the podcast. And we can call a man dog or watch Miles score off the handoff. Rest of the division, your man saw Jackson like Sean, hunting like Randall. Season here, early time to do him in. Your boy Philly Fresco. Thanks for tuning in.